All right. Well, so okay, so based on everything we discussed so far, if I divide this into phases, phase one is research. You don't do a thing, there's no logistics involved. It's just simply doing your research outside Amazon to find an opportunity for a need, for something. It could be anything, audience material, whatever. Once
You
you
can start with
identify,
Amazon also. And
yeah,
you can
and
also
then you
start on
back,
Amazon if that's where you're doing research.
yeah, and then you back that up with data, and so wherever you find that opportunity, back that up with data. And so we call that phase one. If we were to call that phase one, that's all you doing it. And then the next thing is to really, so phase two would be to build that audience. But what takes to build an audience that will ultimately write you checks is going to depend on how used to they are in interacting with you in numbers that are meaningful for your next phase. So go out and meet people, build your mailing list, but also engage them through interactions so that you know that when you finally reach out to them and say, can you do this for me? I'm now going all the way. Number one, they're gonna open it up and read it. Number two, that they're gonna take action on it. So what you are doing in the process of your interaction is building your metrics, so to speak. What is the open rate? What is the response rate? One of the favorite things that I have is a friend of mine, a close friend of mine, has on his, there's no group, no nothing. He's just my contact on Facebook. He posts a question like once a week. What is your favorite movie of all time? What is your favorite travel destination of all time? And then one day I said to him, listen, I see these questions, and then of course I answer. And why do you keep asking these things? What do you get out of it? He says, it's called engagement. I'm trying to keep my connections active at all times. So I know how many people are responding to any question I put, how many people are seeing it, and things like that. So keep the engagement. So in phase two, keep the engagement high without really asking them to do anything for you, but just asking questions or whatever the case may be. So now that you have, and by the way, you're doing all this based on how much you want to raise. So some of those engagement rates, open rates, and everything else, a part of it will translate into how many people will actually write you checks, and based on the amount that you want to raise. So okay, so we've done all that, and we set the goal. We're going to raise $25,000, and we have a pretty good idea about how many people we have on the list and what our engagement rate is. So let's move on to the next phase.